Hey everyone, it's Living Dead Gal and welcome to a very special CAS Collab video. It has been a really long time since I've uploaded a CAS video, so I'm super excited, especially because in today's CAS video, we are celebrating Pride by making a sim that represents one of the colors of the Pride flag. So the color that I chose for this collab is obviously the color red. So before I start talking about the sim that you see me creating here, I wanted to talk a little bit about this collaboration, and I wanted to shout out the wonderful and talented group of simmers who are all part of it. So this collab was organized by the very talented, phenomenal content creator Thilsey, and she included myself, Izu Aurora, Ginova Sims, Nika Tyler, SimBexBlue, and SimsBoo. So I'm really grateful to Thilsey for inviting me to be part of this collab, and I'm really grateful to all of the other simmers who are part of this collab as well, because honestly it's been a blast like chatting with them on Twitter and kind of coming up with ideas together, and they're a really great crew. Just to kind of give you an overview of what we're all doing, each simmer is creating one sim based on a color that is within the Pride flag. So all of us together end up making the full spectrum of colors that are used for the flag. So I will link you to each of the simmers' channels, their Twitter pages, and the videos that they have done as part of this collab. Thilsey is also going to be putting together a playlist that features all of our videos on it. So I'll also put a pinned comment with a link to that playlist in case you just want to watch them all straight through in one playlist without having to go through each individual video link. But do definitely check out everyone's channel because they're all really amazing, really talented simmers, and I can't praise each of them enough. They're all phenomenal. So definitely check out their content. I'm also really excited to share this sim with you for Pride celebration because it's a really important month. I know we're kind of near the end of June and we've done, it's like kind of nearing the end of Pride, but it's important, all year, but Pride is just a really great month to have some time for representation and for celebration of the LGBTQIA+ community. And right now, more than ever, it feels super important. I am in the United States, and I know that things right now have gotten really scary for the LGBTQIA+ community. There's been a lot of recent legislation that is kind of going against the community, and there is, with kind of the shift in the political climate really since 2016, there has been more increased threats of violence, and honestly it's completely unacceptable. It's complete bullshit. Nobody should ever have to feel like they have to hide who they are. No one should have to live in fear just for being them. And I am disgusted with the current legislation. I'm disgusted with the current politicians, and it goes beyond politics. It is about morals at this point, and it's just the way that these laws are treating people and their basic rights is absolutely it's shameful. And so I'm really hoping that we will stop going back and we'll start making progress forward. So for anyone who is struggling right now, who is in the LGBTQIA+ community and who is struggling, I want you guys to know that the other simmers in this collaboration, as well as myself, will be providing links to various different resources and organizations that you all can go to for different support. There's different hotlines, there's different people you can talk to who want to help, who are there to support you while things are really rough right now. I know that it's a global thing, so there will be resources. All of the simmers in this collab were all kind of across the world, so everybody kind of has different links from different parts of the world that they're from, different parts of the globe. So wherever you are, hopefully there will be a resource that is helpful to you, because I know I'm talking about the United States because of my experience here, but I know it goes beyond just the US. So also, if you are an ally and you're looking to help support the LGBTQIA+ community, there will also be some links to different organizations that you can donate to. So I'll put all of that in the description of the video, so you can check that out down below. For anyone who's struggling, if you're watching this, I'm sending you a really big giant virtual hug from my desk here. I know I'm just a random stranger just simming on YouTube, but I want you to know if you're feeling down, you're feeling low, you're feeling scared, there is someone here who supports you and who wants you to feel like you can be yourself and wants you to have all the rights that you should have. So I just want you to know that my channel is a safe space. So if you're here and you're watching the videos in this very tiny little community community that is my channel, I want you to know it's a safe space for you and that I support you. So with that said, let's celebrate Pride. Let's promote the equality and the representation that Pride is all about, and let's kind of enjoy this sim here. So this sim that I created is Asha Phoenix. Their pronouns are they, them, and they're inspired obviously by the color red in the Pride flag, which based on like what I did when I was doing like some researching and reading about the flag, what I found is that the intention behind using red is that it represents life. So there's a couple of reasons for choosing red to represent life, and one is that it's tied to the color of your blood, which is a vital source of life. And I kind of love that spin on it because I think most of the time when people think blood, they think like gore and horror movies, which we all know I love horror movies, but I like the idea that blood is like a life source, and I like kind of looking at it from that perspective. And, you know, we all have blood pumping through our veins. It's what's keeping us all going. So I really like that, you know, that idea with red. And I absolutely love the color red. So another sort of originator for red is that it also can represent passion. And what I read is that passion is where all life originates from. So I won't really elaborate much further on that, just think woohoo, but I thought that was interesting. So I was kind of going with like passion and a life source kind of a deal here. So for Asha, kind of tying them back to red, I chose the name Asha because it means life in Swahili, and I chose Phoenix for their last name because it not only signifies just the color red, but it also represents an idea of rebirth, this idea of sort of rising from the ashes and being reborn, of kind of making it out on the other side with renewed strength. And I think that represents hope as well. And I think we could all use a little bit of strength and a little bit of hope right now. And so that is kind of my thought behind Asha and behind their character. This is the first sim I've ever designed where I came up with their name before I came up with like their character design. Normally I make the whole character and then I go and edit their name or update or just give them a name. Like a lot of times it'll just be blank until I'm done creating them. This was the first time I did the name first because that kind of drove me and inspired me. And so this simmed a little bit about Asha. They are non-binary. They prefer a more androgynous style. And I had a really fun time picking out their clothes. I kind of love doing that. I did pick like clothing that fit the feminine frame, mostly because the amount of CC I have, it was slowing it down to try to take the filters off. But I tried to pick things that were kind of like in between and kind of fit that appropriate like androgynous look that I was going for Asha. And the one thing I did find, it's funny because not in the chat when we were all talking about like what colors we all wanted to do, nobody seemed too keen on using the color red. And I was like so pumped. I was like, yeah, I'll take red. I love red. It's literally one of my favorite colors. Like red, black, and pink are my three favorites. And I was like shocked that no one wanted it. But it is a really, really tricky color to work with. And I was kind of going back and forth with Asha's character design and kind of how I wanted to represent them. And I didn't know if I wanted to make a sim that was more of like a human character or if I wanted to make a sim that was more representative of a metaphor. And I kind of ended up going with the more human approach. Like I wanted Asha to look realistic and look like someone, you know, that you would see in the world. And so I ended up going with that approach versus going for, you know, a cult isn't the right word, but for going for something more representative. Like if I were to do like a Zodiac challenge or something, I might use more fantastical elements in the character design. But in this case, I wanted it to just be your average everyday sim, but I did still want Asha to represent a lot of these things that kind of go with the color red and what it represents in the flag and represent life. And with that, I also wanted Asha to kind of represent this idea of freedom and of hope and of sort of like being reborn into a life where you can feel comfortable in your own skin. I wanted Asha's character to feel like a source of inspiration. And so this Another thing I did differently this time is I didn't really think about a particular backstory for Asha, which is normally what I do when I'm creating Sims. I thought more about what Asha would represent. So even though I didn't go with the fantastical look for Asha, I wanted them to still represent something versus having like a specific story. Again, my idea for them is really just, you know, hope and like the freedom to be who you are. And so for their character traits, I did end up picking out, I gave them the inner peace aspiration. I made them self-assured. I made them brave. I made them a free spirit, which is a custom one. I made them cheerful, and just for fun, I also made them a knitting lover because I don't know why I picked it. It's a custom trait and it's just a big red ball of yarn as the icon. And I was like, knitting lover, it's red. Yeah. And I was like really feeling like, I don't know, just enjoying knitting, you know, enjoying something fun. Some little tiny tidbit about their characters that they love knitting. But my sort of idea with all of these traits, again, is sort of just being representative of like feeling free to be who you are and, you know, being self-assured and being, you know, comfortable in your own skin. So that was sort of my idea for Asha. That's why I picked the looks that I picked for them. I wanted bold, fierce looks. I wanted things that I really felt were unique to their character and to this sort of concept of life, and sort of brought out the color red, but wasn't like everything is all 100% red all the time. So yeah, that is my idea for Asha, and I really love them, and I'd actually love to put them maybe in one of my Let's Plays to see what story would develop for them. So if you want to see them in a Let's Play, let me know which one you think they would be good for. But anyway, we are getting towards the end here, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Just again, a huge shout out to all of the Simmers who are part of this collab. I just want to say a big thank you to them. Thank you to all of you for watching. And again, if you are struggling, I want you to know I'm here for you. I support you, and please do check out the resources that are linked in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful Pride Month. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Happy Pride, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!